Hamas executed 6 hostages a few days ago, one of whom is an American. And 11 months after the kidnappings took place, the United States, despite pleas from millions around the world, especially Americans, has done nothing to get those hostages home. Literally nothing. There was very distressing news out of Israel, as you know, a few days ago, when it was announced that 6 hostages had been brutally executed shortly before they were about to be rescued. It gets worse, if you can imagine, in that the Hamas terrorists that had them captive made them record videos for their families. And I've seen a couple of them. And if that doesn't break your heart, you're already dead. It is horrific. And I'm reminded that when this all started last October, almost a year ago, it's hard to believe, there was talk about American special operators going in with the Israeli special operators, at least to get the Americans out. That all went away. The certain anti-Israel Democrats made a lot of noise. Ceasefire now, ceasefire. They weren't even talking about the hostages. I can't remember a time in American history where we passively sit by and let Americans rot in holes in the ground. We don't know how many are still alive. We don't know what kind of torture they've gone through. The ones that have been liberated talk of horrific crimes against them. One of the gals that body was found, I saw a picture of her taken about a year ago. When they recovered her body, she weighed 78 pounds. So these people are being starved to death. They're being tortured. They're being raped. What I was told was from Israel, some things are so horrific they're not even being reported. And I'm just perplexed that why the great American military and the might of the United States is not being used. In fact, it's not even being in the news, other than a statement by the first gentleman or second gentleman, whatever you call Kamala's husband, who was very upset because he had met the Poland family when they were in the United States to attempt to rally support to get their son out. When do we become such a paper tiger? Was it 3.5 years ago?
I am baffled as much as you are, Barry. I was one of those in the beginning a year ago. It's almost a full year. When I thought, because we knew that Americans had been taken hostage by Hamas, that the United States would probably send some of our special forces, SEALs, Delta, some of whom train regularly on things like tunnel warfare with the Israeli defense forces. And I thought that they would be sent in like right away. Now, we don't know if they were or not, haven't heard anything like that. But the other thing, of course, that strikes me in this full year almost since October 7th is that our White House, our President Joe Biden, our Vice President Kamala Harris, now running for president herself, I have never, ever heard them say the names of the American hostages. Now that one of those, Hirsch Goldberg Poland, whose photo is here in this montage you've got up, that he is one of those 6 who was brutally murdered. They were all shot in the head after being forced to make those final videos. And I still don't hear from the White House statements about these hostages, all of them, 6 of them, or the rest, or the Americans that still remain in Hamas captivity. Instead, all we hear about is pressure on the Israelis to come to a ceasefire agreement, to let Hamas live, to fight another day. It's beyond understanding.
It truly is. And I would think that the lack of any kind of teeth to an American response is an advertisement to the barbarians to do it again.
Yes.
I really think that's coming. I really do.
You're right.